Hello everybody, hope you're doing well and welcome to Massive Reveals. Now I thought to myself I would be, as soon as I finish my dinner, working on finishing up the Banquet Event spreadsheet. I'm still going to get that done. It will be out tomorrow. But this is really important information. Like if you didn't see the Kabam live stream, you were missing out. Now what I've done is I've provided notes. You can check them out in the description and it's just listed out some of the stuff that's been covered in this particular stream. So how massive that this stream is, by the way, you know, if you haven't seen the Kabam stream, then it's just going to be boom right there. This is taken from this, so there's all this particular information. So much stuff went on in this stream to kind of like go over, and if you don't believe me, go and check out the link in the description for the Kabam live stream from today. And you know, this amazing hat that John's got, but yeah, some quick things before we go into John's 12 things of fun spreadsheet and what was said. So the first thing is the Clash of the Elders was a prototype to link together everything from in the game. One of the big things Kabam have an issue with is that everything feels a little bit disjointed, and we need to bring everything together when it comes to a narrative. So there's more of that to come next year. Also, John did say that units may be at some stage removed from Arena to then bolster other areas in the game. When we're talking about allowances for how many units the community can have in different bits of content, it is a case that that's one of the main reasons we don't see units in Thronebreaker difficulty. There's also 6.1 million deaths have now been charted for Necropolis, and the final thing is that there's been a Grandmaster bug fix recently posted, which is good news for anybody wanting to do a Necropolis run. So that's the main things from that. Now we need to get to, if I can get to the particular stage, which I think is, here we go, 12 fun questions for John, or from John, as to answer. So we're going to go over them now, and as I said, like, this is something you'll need to follow because there's no visuals to this. It's just the case if it's a slideshow and John speaks, I'll be basically going over the things that John says. So all of these things are very, very spicy and interesting. So number one, what's with the side quests? So John has said that the side quest currently feels like to the community as it's missing rewards. So he kind of describes it as being like, if you felt that side quest is meant to have 25% of the rewards you normally expect, now feels like 10 to 15% of the rewards you get on a monthly basis. And even though they sort of address side quests when it comes to, you know, how it is, he also doesn't, and Kabam obviously don't in kind of like a degree. So first of all, that there are a portion of the community that only come in to the game to play the side quest and event quest. Did you know that? Like, look, there's people that like the game on a casual basis, and of course we'll go to do that. They felt that the mode is not as structured as they would like, and it's not good enough, and there will be they're going to look to improve certain things about it. Doesn't really said to say that it would be rewards above, but at least there may be a chance down the line that could be the case. They also want to make a kind of a clear-cut decision as to what players are going to enjoy about it, because some people go on a daily basis into side quest. Some are more, you know, is a case like they put it weekly, and especially with so many things to do in game, feeling as stretched as a community have to do everything, it is becoming a slight issue, and it's something Kabam are going to look to address. So they kind of look at it, they kind of don't, but they have said that design changes will come in 2024 to address this. So that's kind of like that's good news. Okay, so number two, how can we keep the game novel and exciting? Some really interesting kind of things that were covered in this, addressing innovation, and that's one thing, like, you know, spicing things up, coming up with new things, and it's definitely, I would say that Kabam are doing a better job in 2023 than they had done in previous years. Whether or not you agree or disagree with that one is up to you, but I feel that they have done better this year. And I'm sure, except for the side quest, that has been quite dull and boring, and maybe that's going to be improved in 2024. We'll have to see. And 2024 in general is going to have a lot more content shoved into it. And again, it goes back to what Kabam said they were going to do, which is all these different modes, trying a way to stitch them together so they kind of like have some kind of like flow and have some kind of like events that you know, require you to get involved with certain things that maybe you didn't want to do for that. On the third point that Kabam have is what are plans for the events next year. Kabam say there's going to be a Legends event. Cap's Enlistment event may be back. They also said that the emphasis is creating fun for the player base, and fun engagement events are indeed coming next year. There's going to be a Legends quest. Do you remember that Legends quest? The one that was like, it was tedious and boring, and it was just like, it was easy but tedious. Well, Kabam are bringing it back, yet they are not making it tedious, they're not making it boring, and they're making it a lot more harder for the community. So there you go. That's going to be something coming back. For those that enjoy it or don't enjoy it. On point number 4, why did 7-star rank 3s arrive so early? So there is some really good takes from this. I think, Kabam basically, they said that, they wanted us to do content versus kind of spending on these Cyber Weekend deals and Banquet Event. There's a lot of kind of like hypocrisy in this and things that I kind of missed off when I saw what was being said. And especially when you look at the fact of going like, we didn't want you to spend to get 7-star rank 3s, although they put spending as the main option to get another 7-star rank 3 from the spending deals in Cyber Weekend, and as well have basically done the same thing when it comes to the Banquet Event. If you spend a lot of money, free to play, you will find it very difficult, and it'd be incredibly rare to find one person that is free to play that has saved up the amount of units possible to be able to be in the top 30 bracket to get a rank 2 to 3 gem or a generic. So there are some discrepancies I have with Kabam in the way they address this particular point. I understand it comes from a good place that they want to say, hey, you had to do Necropolis, and that's the thing. I will have to 100% Necropolis to be Valiant. I do not have the resources, nor do I want to spend the money. I could if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do it, because again, it puts me in the same boat as many other people within this community as to the access point of 7-star rank 3s. But of course, it is a case about doing Necropolis, and of course a lot of us have conceded the point with it. If you want, by the way, we're going to be talking about Banquet Event and the reward side of things in a minute as well, for one of the various points that is a bit of an issue with it. But yeah, that's it. They wanted to make it more of a case of that was the narrative. Go and do Necropolis if you want 7-star rank 3s at this moment in time, or spend a lot of money. And let's jump to the Banquet Event, because I think there's some relevant points here. Like the fifth thing that was covered was Banquet Event, and John agrees, but he also disagrees as well. He sees where people are coming from on this particular subject, and of course this is why Necropolis was designed the way it was, to be the place that you go to get those meta rewards. But yes, as I said, the kind of other side to this is like, well, you put them in spending deals. If Kabam did not put in the top ranks of Banquet Event and the spending deals within Cyber Weekend as access to 1.5, because basically if people say, well, it wasn't the Cyber Weekend deals, well, it was, because you had to spend money. If you spent a lot of money, you got yourself half of the tier 4 alpha volume that you needed to. The other half, you basically would have had the units from buying through point A to get to, and then point B with the caches, or the cash unit offers, you would have been able to get the rest in there. So yeah, it's like that's not the case. And of course, Banquet Event, if you spend, of course you're going to get the top 1 to 30 positions for it. But in any case, one thing that was not addressed, which I was hoping to see, was why Kabam have put in, number one, why have Kabam put in things that predominantly have been in the side quest, the Primordial Dust, into those alliance-based kind of milestones. Because as I said, I found that very weird, because normally that's part of the side quest. So I was expecting it's part of the December side quest rather than sandwiched into that. The other thing that was not addressed was the investment of units versus milestone point that you're able to get to. Something that I'll be talking about in a guide tomorrow or Wednesday. I can't remember my schedule and stuff. But that's another thing as well. Like, investing 5,000 units got you to the furthest milestone last year, or give or take that, 6,000, whatever. And this year it's going to be 9,900 to get to the full milestone finish point, which again is weird, because the meta should have been a depreciation in you reaching that particular point, not the other way around where it's like it's now more expensive to reach to the end, where the items, again, give or take, you know, whether or not you feel or not feel, are not spicy enough or interesting to a lot of the Paragon plus maybe Valiant players to achieve it. So yes, Kabam have addressed it, but no, they haven't as well at the same time. Also, John says something about a reduced unit sale. So I don't know if that's coming as well. Make sure if you are spending to kind of like keep hold of your money just in case for that, possibly. I don't know, go back and watch the stream. He may repeat it again. I think we've taken, I'll try and record it at some point just to kind of find it, but I'm pretty certain he said reduced units sell. So anyway, also he does say that Hercules is less than likely to be a 7-star. So if you want Hercules to be a 7-star champion, chances are he's not. I mean, that's why we got Ascended, so we can get on him, and he can basically, Ascended Hercules can at least, you know, do some help for you in some sort of shape or form. He then moves on to point number 6 and talks about, if I can find the exact moment. Oh, there it is. Point number 6. What about the Gifted Guardians Crystal? This is being treated as a very rare item. So it's rare now to get the 7-star Gifted Guardian Crystal, and you'll basically have to wait a year to get it. It may be like a Banquet Event exclusive based crystal, which I guess is cool in some regards, whether or not you like it or like that or not. You know, it's like a 7-star, not Professor X, Weapon X, if that's going to be a thing at some stage. So yeah, look, there's that's basically treated as an exclusive. His point number 8 was about is there any more endgame content coming? He says in the live stream that this is in early 2024. You'll get an idea of what's happening for the rest of the year, and also there's going to be new Karina's challenges in February and March time. This is also designed as content creators apparently have designed it. No idea, I didn't know about that. More endgame content and also more challenging content coming. Also, the person who designed Necropolis is also designing a new, whether or not it's a follow-up to Necropolis, whether or not it's more of like some mini and micro-based kind of challenges on the same level as like a Karina's challenge or something like that. Also, you won't have to go, even though there's new Karina's challenges, you're not expected to go back into Necropolis again for those that have had enough of it. And I'm sure some people have had enough of it once being told they have to go back in again for that one. For point number 9, it's all about how do I get the next Deathless Champions? And Kabam said that obviously, look, you got to be living under a rock not to know that Thanos was your final Deathless Champion. The next one will be about an in-game message for a piece, Paragon Gauntlet Challenge for a second piece. A third piece will come in the Community Karina's Challenge. The fourth piece will be new challenge content, and then there'll be more new challenge content April 2024 when you're likely to pick up your next Deathless Champion or piece for it or something like that. There also hasn't been a reveal of the other ones, so whether or not they're the nameless ones, we're still yet to know about that. And I think that's they're trying to look to do more of the 7 for 7 content challenges. In any case, it is what it is. And that's that one. Moving on to point number 10, which is are raids going to be worth the effort? The answer is yes, with Kabam saying that treasure nodes, raid boss drops like MMOs. So to give you an example, if you're looking to go and smash the Alliance raid champion, the end boss is like a Thanos, right after you'll go to a treasure node. The treasure node will be like if you've just defeated a boss in World of Warcraft. Not exactly, but you know what I mean. Once you defeated it, you'll have a rare piece of loot drop from it, and that will be, you know, it will drop for you. Everyone gets the treasure node, and what can drop from it can be incredibly spicy loot. Whether or not there'll be an RNG factor to it, don't know, but there could be a 7-star Ultron that drops from it, amongst other things as well. I don't know if it's something, yeah, anyway, it's that. So yeah, kill the boss, hit the node, pop open loot, easy as that. Milestones and raid week drops are amazing stuff, and they're well worth the grind for it. So I'm sure a lot of people will get involved with it, even though it's very complicated at this stage. And just quickly going on to our final few things. How many Necropolis cheaters got put to the sword? 2,440 people banned, and that was incredible. And yeah, we're going to cover this more in a bit of a video. There's kind of a follow-up to this that I want to do, which will be out tomorrow, because I don't want to make this video too long. I wanted to get quick and snappy to the points, especially because, you know, we've got some big things to cover. And of course, the last final things, and there's two big things. I mean, well, not big things, but one thing in particular was that the free champion giveaway was a spider ham. No, the biggest thing from this, and this was the final thing, but this isn't the end final thing that I thought was kind of like important information. But Kabam said in the final bit, John said in the final kind of like coverage, there's more progression titles that will come in the future, but they are starting to consolidate, or they are thinking about consolidating the champions in some the progressions in some sort of regard. I'm trying to find the pop-up on screen that was called the bonus question. There it is. Damn it, just skipped over it. It was there. The bonus question: can the game support in more progressions, more progression titles? And Kabam said that in the future they're probably looking to kind of merge titles together, and Thronebreaker may be the first one. It's highly likely, as Thronebreaker players are lowering. So there's a small amount of players that are Paragon, that Thronebreaker, and they've kind of like evolved and gone up to Paragon now. So as well, you've probably noticed that, you know, meta stuff and deals have now been consolidated into one particular type of thing. So, you know, Cavalier and Thronebreaker get the same deals. Paragon and Valiant have got the same type of things. And I'm sure in future, Valiant may have their own separate stuff. And then in the future, Valiant to the next one, and so on and so forth. And then things are amalgamated into one type of titleage. And that will be spread across, because, you know, Kabam can't do every single progression the same way that I'm trying to like do guides and stuff and trying to like cover all these different progressions is just going to become a logistical nightmare at some stage. But in any case, that has been the video. Really interesting. Go and watch the stream itself, and go and check out the notes in the description. And yeah, I've probably got one more video talking about mainly the cheater side of things. Very interesting. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. Check out some other content located on screen, and I'll see you all soon. Much love and goodbye for now even.